Okay, hello everyone, this is Mr. Relbabronin here again, and recently I've had a change of heart. I was originally of the mindset that I would try out a bunch of the simpler characters like Manon, Honda, Lily, maybe Marissa, before I delved into some more of the more complicated characters. I thought that kind of just made sense. But I made the mistake of actually trying out JP, and there's just now absolutely no way that I can't instantly do stuff with him and talk about him, and I'm probably gonna spend the rest of the week playing with him and then being in training mode. He is just too damn cool. He's like, this is the Let's Learn video, so we're gonna go all over his strengths and weaknesses, his kind of general strategies and combos and game plan and stuff, and then gonna take what we've learned and gone over and then try him out online together and see how we do. I've only played a few sets with him, but those sets were enough to convince me, God, I have to play him right now. He's got everything you could want as a zoner. He's got these ridiculous, just shenanigan of projectiles. You can just flail stuff all over the screen. Here, wait, let me get this cool combo from full screen. Just combos from full screen just to rub it into your opponent that, yeah, I can beat you up from anywhere on the screen. And I could have also ended that in a level 3 super, just because why not? Because I can. He's got these really long-reaching pokes that just are ridiculously, they reach from like everywhere. And not only does he have like the obvious things, long-reaching projectiles and pokes that really cover the screen, he's also got like everything else. He's got a ridiculous amount of ways to go into plus frames, whether it's by spending meter on special moves, like with stuff like this. If the opponent is blocking these, then these are plus. This is plus, this is plus, and it's an amazing target combo that's super easy to hit confirm and is safe and leads to mix-ups. So he's got pressure, he's got mix-ups, he's got zoning, he's got long buttons, he's got setups and teleports and cross-ups, and like, what did they not want this character to have? Just everything? I can switch to the side, I can zone him out, I can throw command grabs from full screen. I've got this combo. Like, huh? Who said that was a good idea? I did. I was actually on the Capcom team when they decided to make this character, because he is so damn awesome. He really feels like a Mortal Kombat character. Tiding me over to MK1, I guess. Yeah, I guess let's get straight into it. He also has amazing armored reversals and like super, yeah, let's just actually start how we're meant to do. So go over his buttons first. So both of his light punches are really good. 4-framer on his crouching light punch, so you know, fastest button in the game, and it can easily link 3 times into itself. He's got really easy time linking lights into an ender. Then he pushes the opponent completely full screen, gets a good knockdown, sets up these rifts. They're really good lights, so he can get proper stuff off of his pokes and just get his game plan going, which is really good. And then the standing light punch is similar. It's actually 6 frames, so a decent bit slower, but it has such good range that you can really use it in areas where you're maybe not sure where the crouching one will hit. Like the crouching one doesn't hit here, but the standing one certainly will. Which means you can get it off of like double crouching kick and stuff, and basically anything will be able to reach after this, and this one is also cancelable. So you can it can launch the opponent completely full screen. It is just so good. Oh my goodness, this guy's crazy. And those are just his lights. His light kick, sorry. 5-framer for the standing light kick, which has pretty decent range, slightly under the likes of Ryu or Luke, I feel like, but it's still good. It can be comboed, as you can see, into a dash into lights, so you can do some kind of Daigo combo like that, and it's just really quick, 5 frames, super safe, super quick, and it hits low. And the same applies for his crouching light kick. It's actually 6 frames, which is kind of interesting. I wonder if maybe it has slightly better range. Yeah, it does have better range. And you can chain it into any of your light punches, which means you can go into pressure or just launch them totally full screen. It's a really good crouching light kick. Honestly, this into standing or this into crouching, but standing works a little more, is like one of the main things that makes him strong, apart from his ridiculous zoning. Being able to just go, oh, get off me, and you get pushed full screen from this low poke that reaches really far, that is extremely safe. Yes, I will be mashing on that button, thank you very much. Standing medium punch is one of his premier long reachy buttons. It's super far reaching on and it's relatively safe on areas that you would be using it. Hey, block it. So -6 from all the way over here, that's safe. That's nothing. That's neutral. And it reaches like from just a few steps in, like one big step in from round start distance, and this thing reaches. It reaches so far. So it doesn't have any other real uses. It's not cancelable into any supers or whatever. It's just a big poke. And it's good at it. It's safe. It's reasonably fast at only 12 frames. You kind of use it how you would use a heavy punch from another character or a heavy kick. Just reaches far. If you have the opponent, like, they blocked something, like maybe he blocked this, I can just press this to be like, hey, stop trying to move or press buttons. It's just a big poke. That's what pokes are. And in combination with this one, which we'll get to soon, he just has these ridiculous long-reaching buttons. So that's really good. And then it's also got backwards medium punch, which is kind of like his regular version of a medium punch, is what most characters' medium punches are like. And it's +5, so I can combo it into other stuff. But it also has a target combo. If I just press medium punch again, it does a target combo, so I can super easily hit confirm into combo enders, or drive rush into simple combos. Or because it's so easy to hit confirm, you can like go into more like dangerous starters or things that might not be plus. It's just really, really good. Easy way to hit confirm into an ender and then start beating your opponent up. And yeah, that's probably one of the easiest hit confirms he has off of mediums, so I go for it a lot. And it has pretty decent range. Look at this thing. For a medium punch that has a target combo, that's pretty awesome. And on its own, the frame data is so good, -1, which means it's amazing for staggers, because the opponent blocks this, and you can just go for throw instantly, because they're going to expect the follow-up. And the follow-up is also reasonably safe, but you're probably going to be cancelling it all the time anyways. So that's another really good move. Crouching medium punch, guess what, is also really good, because it's fast and has a lot of range, and it's super, super safe. And it's also +6. So I can connect it into my other lights. I can do that into the standing light. So when I see that it hits, I can just go into that, launch the opponent full screen. It's also one of the buttons you use most after drive rush because it makes you +10. So you can go for stuff like this, I believe. Wait, is this 10 frames? No, that's 11 frames. But you can do stuff like this into things like that. It's just a really easy button to go for it because it leaves you with tons of plus frames on hit and plus frames on block as well. It's also just a really fast, long-reaching button. Like, for how fast this goes, 7 frames is kind of ridiculous. There are some things that leave you like +7, yeah, like this, and then you can easily just combo that into this. Maybe not easily, but yeah, that's so good. That's so, so good. It's just really good for connecting into stuff. Then medium kick is pretty similar to his light kick. Look, light, medium, light, medium. He just uses the other leg, and it's just 2 frames slower, and it has pretty similar frame data, honestly. It's safe, but it's also cancelable, which is good because his crouching medium kick is not cancelable. He's one of those characters that can't drive rush or drive impact after it, so it is safe, but it's not too great. That's why we have the standing version, which still hits mid, so unfortunately it does it's not hitting low, but it's really good because it has decent range, comes out pretty quick, just a tiny bit slower, but has far better reach than your light kick, and you can drive rush it into combos really easily. And absolutely kill your opponent for getting hit by anything. And obviously, it's really safe to use because you can cancel into drive rush or drive impact, whatever. He also has a 6 MK, where you hold forward and press medium kick, and he does this big, big spinning axe kick, which is kind of cool that he has these like very, very kind of martial arts-y acrobatic moves. I didn't expect someone so prim and proper like him to be swinging his leg around like that, but it looked hella cool. It's +3 on block, it's -3, so totally safe. And just considering what kind of character he is, just the fact that he has this overhead that you can drive rush into and go into combos after is just kind of ridiculous, right? I'm not the only one that thinks that. Especially when he's got all these plus frames from stuff he can do like this. You can drive rush into that, no one's blocking that, no one's gonna see that coming. And he's got like such good Oki as well. Like if the opponent I knock them down and then they get hit with these plus frames, I can just go for this and just... why does he have an overhead? That's really, really good. And has pretty decent range as well. So throw this thing out whenever you feel like being even a little spicier than you already are. Now, heavy punch is kind of like your shorter version of your medium punch, but what makes it good is the slightly less range means it has cancelability. As you can see, I can cancel into a drive impact or a drive rush to keep myself safe from a drive impact. And yep, that means that it's very good. Because it's a long-reaching poke that can be cancelled, so I can use it either just to push them away, or a lot of time, you're just buffering into a drive rush, and then we can go into our stuff and just be a real bad guy from it. It's really good. What am I meant to say? Because it reaches from so far, also stuff like this is so far away that the opponent can't really do much about this, or like go for stuff like this because those are super safe, and there's just... you can really go for some nastier stuff when he's far away. Like when you're close, the opponent is going to poke you out of things like this. But out here, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? My overhead, low, throw, mix? You're not doing anything about that. You're not doing anything about that. So that's super good. Really good button. For the crouching heavy punch, surprise, surprise, it's also an amazing button. It's a super fast crouching heavy punch, like anti-air at only 9 frames. If I get him to jump... hello, please jump. You can see that the hitbox on this thing is really amazing. It can hit people really high above your head. And people jumping at you, particularly, it has just an amazing way of sniping them out of the sky. And what's really, really good about this is that... okay, that jumping's making me a little sick. That it's really good because it's one of the crouching heavy punches that has the ability to be cancelled into special moves when it hits someone out of the air. Not everyone can do that, but it's particularly good that he can, because look at this. So if I hit someone out of the air, I can cancel into my special moves, and you bet you know what I'm going to cancel into. My overhead, my low, or my throw, which would have hit if he didn't jump immediately afterwards. So you can literally lead into 3-way mix right after you knock someone out of the sky. You're like, oh, you're out of the air, you tried to jump at me. Not only am I going to hit you out of the sky, but I'm going to hit you with an immediate, like, 50-50-50, or I guess 33-33-33% chance of blocking and getting out of what I'm doing after you get knocked out of the sky. It's crazy. Really good anti-air. And it makes up for the fact that he doesn't have a DP. It's a really good anti-air, and it has this amazing utility with being able to go into this overhead lows and ridiculous stuff. Of course, if you have the rift out as well, you can teleport. It's nasty stuff, man. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Actually, I want to test one thing quickly. Okay, they don't land on that. Just wanted to check. Okay, and then we've also got this, like, down forward heavy punch. 3 heavy, I guess you could call it. 3 fierce. It's basically just a round start distance sweep. So, I don't know, there's a lot of characters that kind of have moves like this, but the one that comes to mind is Catwoman from Injustice 2 for some reason. Just a super long-reaching sweep. You know, when you're playing the neutral, they're like, oh, he has all these big buttons, and he's really good at anti-airing me and stuff, and while they're thinking about that, boom. Just knock him down. And then drive rush in and hit him with an overhead, or just, boom, knock him down, and then, I don't know, set up something, and then get plus frames, or mix-ups, or whatever. It's just super long-reaching, and it's just a good way of catching people off guard. But do make sure you're using it from a distance, because even from a distance, this thing is pretty minus. So you have to make sure you really space it out, otherwise it is pretty risky. How do I even get it to... yeah, minus 14 from over here is still possibly a punish, but it's safer if you space it all the way out. It's not too bad. But the reach that this thing has makes it worth it. Combining that with your medium punch and this crouching heavy punch, you just have these immediate options to stop the opponent's movement or actions on the ground, which leaves you open to go for your slower things like your mix-up projectiles or your like spikes, which are super safe and launch the opponent totally full screen, and that's what you want. Okay, and now heavy kicks. This standing heavy kick is an absolute beast. I think in the first sets that I was just playing then, trying him out, I don't think I pressed any other button than this standing heavy kick. And the like target combos that come after it as well are also included in what makes it amazing. So this thing, +2, just on its own, if the opponent blocks it, I'm +2 and it's still my turn, so I can go for this. And then I do something like that. So even if they block it, it's absolutely no worries for me. It's still my turn. And not only is it just plus, and you know, you can link into other stuff because, you know, it's got, you know, good plus frames on hit and block. It also just has straight up 2 different target combos off of it that have mix-ups included, but the main one is just heavy kick, heavy punch. Now this isn't any mix, this is just a string that you can do off of your amazing heavy kick. And just want to mention, also totally safe, thank you very much. And also like plus on hit, so you can go for super amazing strike throw if you feel like it. But what's super good about this is it's like your best super long reaching button, it's plus on block, has a great hitbox, and you can just dial it into these other heavies, and then if you see they get hit, push them full screen. If they're blocking, then maybe you can just easily go for a drive rush. Or you can go for like plus on block specials. Or if they're blocking, well then you can press heavy punch again, and you've got an overhead. Or you can press heavy kick again, and you've got a low, and they're both -4, so technically punishable, but it'll just be a little poke into something, so at least you're not going to get full combo punished. So I think it's worthwhile going for them sometimes, especially considering the fact, I don't know how I show this, but the overhead is really good at catching people mashing after this, because, you know, I get this a lot, and then sometimes I stagger into throws or go this and knock them away, and people are always trying to mash against JP, just try to get something going against him. But the overhead, pretend he's blocking right now, and then he gets hit by the counter hit overhead. Oh, then he blocks, of course. Wait, I can have him block the first hit? No, I can't. So when you get the counter hit on the overhead, of course, you get extra hit stun, so you can push him away with an extra combo. Hello? It's so awesome. It's a really good way of catching mashers, or just catching people blocking low, because why they weren't expecting this mix-up. And the low also doesn't combo, but I don't believe... Oh, okay. The same applies for the low. I didn't realize that. You can also just combo off of the low if they mash. Oh my goodness, what is this attack string? So, yeah. Great in neutral because it just has such long reach. The opponent can actually crouch under it from these long distances, which, you know, kind of was a problem for characters like Kimberly and stuff who had a similar problem, but when I was playing I really didn't find it to be much of a problem at all, so I guess it's got a slightly better hitbox. But yeah, having this target combo I can super easily hit confirm, it's so amazing, guys. So amazing. I can drive rush, I can just end my combos like a normal person, set up, or I can go for these mix-ups afterwards. I can stagger into strike throw. I can do everything. And also, like, easy hit confirm, you can just go into stuff that doesn't even require a drive rush. Like, this man has this target combo that is kind of the target combo that rules them all. It is so good. And we're not even done with the heavy kick buttons. His sweep is like kind of okay. I don't know what it's like on block, but I imagine it's pretty similar to most of them. Oh, never mind, I take that back. -6. Usually they're like -11 or something. Okay, so he just has a safe, practically safe sweep when it's spaced out. Okay, so he can just aim for this knockdown whenever he likes from a distance. So he's got this super long reaching one, and also this one for when he's closer because it's safer. Why does this guy have so many good knockdown attacks? Why does he need to keep pushing the opponent away? It's like it's his game plan. So apparently it is a really good sweep, and it's 10 frames as well, which is kind of fast, and it's totally... That's crazy, man. Crazy. I didn't even use it yet. And we've also got forwards heavy kick, which is this interesting command normal that's 11 frame startup, hits twice. If both hits hit, it's safe, but if the opponent's crouching, the second one won't hit, and then it'll be really punishable, so make sure you're only using this in combos, or as an anti-air. Because this thing hits so freaking high into the sky, and so far in front of him, it's basically like Guile's anti-air kicks that are just perfect angles. Whether it's a far away jump or a close jump, you can just go for this, and I don't know, go for any kind of spikes, or that, or you can even drive rush it, and go into combos from it, which I'm sure you've seen, because this is the real juicy stuff that people clip with JP, but just anti-air into stuff like that is just, so cool. And he can do it so easily because it's such a good anti-air. It's also kind of good on the ground as well. If I use it in... do I have a button that leaves me... I thought I did have something that left me that plus. Oh yeah, this. So I can go for this, and then combo it into that after Drive Rush. So going Drive Rush into Heavy Kick is actually a viable option because it leaves you with so many plus frames on block and on hit, of course. Because it's already plus, now it's plus 6. So if I Drive Rush into this, I can just link into it, and depending on where I am, that can be different amounts of useful. Because like, for example, in the corner, it's really useful to launch your opponent because stuff like this does a ton of damage. So you can just easily go for combos like that, and yeah, it's a really cool button, and it's mainly just really useful as an anti-air, but I'm sure even outside of being a launcher, or just because it's a launcher, it'll lead to some really interesting combos and other stuff. Also, when you're in the corner, this launch can lead in just to a raw version of this launcher, so you didn't even need to spend meter on it. Unfortunately, mid-screen, that doesn't seem to work too consistently. On some characters and some ranges it kinda does, but I'm not gonna aim for it. So I think that's finally all of his buttons. Just to mention, his Drive Rush is pretty decently ranged, just a step in for round start distance, slightly slow startup, but hey, it's a zoner with like a half-screen armored attack that starts combos, you can't complain. And his Drive Rush is also pretty decently speedy. The end part of it is pretty slow because he's kind of doing this menacing walk, but for compared to playing Manon, this thing is so fast. That first, like, little zoom is really, really quick. So he gets like instantly right in front of you when he does this. So that's really good to know. And yeah, that's all his buttons. Let's get into his special move. So down forward punch is this classic combo ender, which you can really easily get off of your lights. You can basically always get 3 of them in kind of any combination. You can even mash crouching light kick into each other, into the standing light punch, and then go into it. It just pushes the opponent really far away, you get a good knockdown, and because you're so far away, you can set up into your rips. It's not plus, like you're actually left negative here, but because you're so far away, it doesn't really matter. It's not like you're gonna get punished, so that's a good time to go for those. The medium version doesn't combo off of your lights, so it will combo, you know, with everything else, like your mediums and whatnot. It has a slightly better knockdown, slightly more damage, and because it's slightly slower, which means that, you know, go for this one when you can, because it's slightly better knockdown and more damage, so you may as well. And the heavy version, wild. I just want to quickly mention that these versions are actually kind of safe-ish as well. That's the light one is -10 from this far away, which is already kind of safe, but then the medium one, if I do something like from over here, it's -8 from this far away, that's safe. So that's my combo ender that I can just dial into, and I can do it on block or on hit. The only thing though is that if they do block it, they can actually drive impact in between the buttons and it, and you'll get absolutely blown up. So just be wary of drive impacts and just do buttons, and then if they are doing raw drive impacts like that, then that's kind of in your favor as well, because then you get to counter them. But now, the heavy version. This move is extremely slow and very hard to combo into. Like, it doesn't combo naturally from any of your buttons. You have to use like extra hit stun from Drive Rush and stuff like that. But as you can see, it has some hit stun. It launches the opponent a little bit into the air and a little far away. And I'm sure you've seen what you can do off of this. You do this and you go down forward kick to do like the overhead ghost, or you can also do the low one as well. It doesn't really make a difference. But then they juggle, and then you can go into your pierce from full screen, and now you've just done a full combo that makes the opponent full screen, and you're still plus, so you can still summon these things onto the screen, teleporting in, making spikes, shenanigans. It's ridiculous, and it's obviously the great combo ender you're going to be fishing for a lot of the time. So after you get a really like hit confirmed Drive Rush, like after something like this, I can very clearly tell that I'm hitting my opponent. Instead of doing like the classic Drive Rush into a button, into a slower button, into a combo ender like you would, even though that's possible, I think it's better off to just go Drive Rush into a button and then do that button with the extra hit stun into this, because even if it's not way more damage, it's far cooler. and that's super important, but it does really good damage, pushes them totally far away, and doing all these special moves in your combo is going to build so much super meter, which is awesome, because, well, he's got great supers. So getting super meter is super beneficial. And of course it sets you up at the perfect amount of screen as well that you want to be in. So this is just wild. Go into it whenever you can. And basically the only times you can go into it, as I mentioned, is after a drive rush. So you can drive rush into basically any of your heavies. I don't know if it'll work off of any medium button as well. Yeah, so you have to do drive rush into like a standing heavy punch or crouching heavy punch, and that'll work. So super nice stuff there. Yeah, also, like I was saying, the other ones are like safer on block, which is kind of crazy. This one's just straight up plus, which makes sense because it's so slow, but it's +4, which means sometimes I'll just go for stuff like this, which definitely has a gap, so it's a bit of a gimmick, but he just has special moves that can just make himself plus. Not many characters have stuff like that in this game. So I can just make myself +4, go for like my standing medium kick or my standing light kick, or this, honestly, because it's 7 frames and still reaches. What are they gonna do about that? What are they gonna do? Nothing. They have to like know it's coming and go for a drive impact or jump out or interrupt me, which they can. But if you're mashing against this attack string, well then I'll get this counter hit, or I'll get this counter hit. Like there's so many things that can go wrong if you're just mindlessly mashing. So he really gets a lot of opportunities to just go for these plus frames and just be an absolute bully. And the plus frames are also really useful kind of as setups. If you ever get a knockdown in the corner, you can go for this, and they'll block the second part and you'll be left at +4, or if you do it early, it can become even more plus, like +6 and stuff, depending on what you go into it. But this is also drive impact safe, so if the opponent is like, oh, get me out of here with the drive impact, then that you can easily drive impact them back before the drive impact hits you. It leaves you plus. If they get hit by it, obviously they will just get bounced. And the only thing that can beat it is a DP, which then you can bait by just doing something like this, which will recover before the DP comes out. So it has a lot of applications for its plus frames and its combo ability, and it's just such a cool move and such a cool tool to have in a character's arsenal. Just so amazing, so amazing. Also, it starts a special combo state, or it starts a combo state in the corner where it doesn't launch you like completely over their head like Luke's does. Or Ryu, they both have wall bounces that launch the opponent totally over their head, but he fortunately doesn't have that, so he can just use it in the corner as part of his combos and deal a bunch of damage using it. So freaking cool. Also, like not only can I just get combos by going to the things, but I can also just do a raw drive rush. If I feel like doing some weird extensions and getting even closer to the corner, this move is just crazy. It is the best. I love it so much. Also, it has an OD version, where it's basically just like the speed of a medium version, except it actually gets the bounce as well. You don't get the same combos because the bounce isn't as ridiculous, but you can still get a pierce to knock them full screen and then start setting up your stuff. So that's good. It's also not like the same plus. Oh, never mind, it is +2. Never mind. What? So we can just go into this and be like, I want to be plus or get a combo. I don't know what's going to happen, but either one will be pretty okay. And unfortunately, it doesn't go off of your lights, but it will combo off your medium. So if you get this target combo, you can just easily go into a 2-bar combo starter, push them full screen, get a good knockdown, and start some shenanigans. Then yeah, okay, that's that special move in a nutshell. Also, sorry, no, you can use it kind of as a gimmicky tool in neutral as well, because when you throw these out, the spikes come out super late, so it's kind of effectively got tons of active frames. If the opponent jumps or does something or is dashing at you, for some reason, this just seems to work a lot. Maybe it's just because, you know, it's day 1 or 2, and people don't know how to deal with stuff, but people run into this so much, so sometimes if I'm like, I can't really throw a projectile here, I feel kind of unsafe, I'll just throw one of these, and the heavy one, if they get like clipped by it, then they're just launched full screen. I can super easily react and get a combo and just start my shenanigans. It's really, really cool. So lots of applications, just use this in combos, in pressure, in neutral, however you like. Figure it out yourself, honestly. We have to move on to other special moves. I guess this one's more, we'll go from down punch next. So down punch is this pierce. It makes this big spike crystal come out of the floor, or psycho power energy or whatever. So it's got 3 different distances for light, medium, and heavy punch. And this is honestly far easier to hit the opponent with than I expected. I thought because you have to aim and like predict which one you have to use, it'd be a little bit tricky, but there's so much leeway in between what counts as medium and what counts as far. Like over here, it's like, oh, probably only a medium would hit, but no, a far one will also hit. So from like a lot of the screen, really, as long as you're not really close to the opponent, you can just use the heavy punch version. And it's only when you're really close to the opponent that you have to use the like light punch version. What I'm trying to say is it's surprising how well you'll be able to hit the opponent with these and not have to like really specifically aim with it. And not only are they just good projectiles, they're like, you know, massive walls on the screen, so they'll catch people doing a lot of stuff. They can catch people out of the air, they can catch people dashing into them because they've got 10 active frames. But they also are a great knockdown. As you can see, when I hit someone with this, plus 44 frames, which means this is probably one of the best ways that I can go into my rifts. So if I notice my opponent gets hit by it, I can just set up a rift. Set one of these. Oh, they got hit by it. Cool, let me set up a rift and start doing my stuff throughout this. Just, yeah, it's really, really good. And it doesn't end on just being really good on hit. Surprise, surprise. It's really good on block. At -2. They're always -2 on hit. So I can do this, and then do this, and it's -2. I did not expect that at all. I thought these things would have been like -15 or something, and then they're just safe because of the distance. But no, they're just full on +2. So whether the opponent gets hit or not, it's not like you're totally giving up a turn, and you can still do something like basically straight after they block it, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. And because it has so many active frames, it can also become more than +2 if you use it kind of immediately. It can, yeah, +6 there if I use it as the opponent wakes up into it, which will happen quite often, because then after you use one, you can just go into another one, and then as long as you time it correctly, it'll become a bunch more plus. +7! +7 on a full screen projectile, which just means I can act before my opponent in throwing out my ridiculous projectile shenanigans. So, yeah. Let's not ramble too long still, though. When you do the OD version, it depends on what buttons you press as well. If you press light and medium, it'll be close. If you do light and heavy, it'll be medium. And if you do heavy and medium, it'll be far away. And basically, these are just enhanced versions. They juggle the opponent. Like, if I do it in the corner or something like this, you can juggle it into itself. It also, you know, easily goes into level 1, of course. And they're also plus on block. +3, and you're left super close to the opponent, so you can go for instant strike throw. And of course, since there's 2 of them, they just cover a lot more of the screen. So if you really just want to put up a big shield in front of you, you can be like, oh, I don't know, just throw this, and then hope that they jump or run into it, and then pushes them to the other side of the screen. And yeah, that's these. They're really good on hit and on block, and they're surprisingly easy to aim. You just go into them, and then because they've got such long knockdowns, you can set up your other special moves, whether it's the Rift or the Ghost or stuff, and we'll get into those now. Let's talk about the Rift now. So down back punch is how we summon this Rift. Or was it called? Departure. So light summons it close to you, medium summons it medium distance, and heavy summons it like full screen. And as you know, when this is on the screen, it's on the screen for a certain amount of time, and then after a certain period, this massive shard will just come out of it and track the opponent. And these things have surprisingly good tracking. Even if the opponent's jumping, sometimes this thing hits them out of the sky if they're at the peak or whatever. It's pretty awesome. So obviously, this has a ton of implications as a setup tool. There are so many things you can do with this. Just like at this aspect alone. So that means when this is out, I can go for my zoning and stuff like a lot more, like less full of intent, because anything I do has a chance of being saved by this and made like plus, or as you can see there, I can extend my combos using it when it juggles into them. Like, if I have this out, I can kind of go for like some buttons and then go for a drive impact. And if they block the drive impact, then this thing goes off and I'm left super plus after my drive impact. It just has so many good things. The only thing is that if the opponent actually hits you, it'll disappear. But if they're hitting you on block, it stays there. It stays there, which is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, they're really, really good. And they put the opponent into a special combo state. So as you can see here, even if he gets hit by it, I can just juggle into any of my normal attacks, which is not something you can usually do. Usually, if the opponent is in the air, you can only hit them with certain things, like special moves or stuff. But no, JP can just combo into whatever he likes. Just to do whatever stupid shenanigans he wants to, because hey, it's JP, he can do what he wants. So that in itself is also really good, and you can overdrive it to make it at different distances. You can have them separated from each other, you can have them both close to you, and you set two on the screen. Now, there are other things you can do after this. If you have one on the screen, you go down back heavy punch, you'll just activate it instantly. Maybe if I've gone for something and I just want to like activate it, I can just throw that out because I can like go that into the projectiles, and even though it is a command to do, it's still plus and you can still combo it into your other projectiles as you saw there. So if you do want to activate it and just hit the opponent with it, maybe you're scared that they're going to hit you or something, or I don't know. You can activate it on your own, which is cool to know. And then you can also go down back light punch or medium punch, and that will just make you teleport onto it. And this teleport is crazy. It can lead to cross-ups, super easy like deep jump-ins for going into combos. You can just use your like jump heavy kick and just land on top of them. If it is kind of like a cross-up, you can use your jump medium kick or your jump light kick, I believe. Yeah, jump light kick. Cross up to the other side, go for a throw. This thing is crazy. So if the opponent is trying to zone you out or they're doing something from full screen, you can catch them by surprise, teleport to the other side of them, and like even like it's so crazy. You can throw out a projectile and then like maybe they're trying to parry and then you dash in and teleport in and throw them. It's ridiculous. And because it's such a weird way that he falls out of the portal, it also leads to like overhead low potential, because I throw this out, go for my overhead of course, but I can also just throw this out, teleport to it, and go for my crouching attacks. And that's really, really hard to react to. And that's why the opponent might be parrying, which is where you have the option of just falling down and going for a throw, and you'll get the punish counter for more damage and a hard knockdown. It is just ridiculous, like basically everything else in his kit, so make sure you are using it. But if you are in a good like position, like you're managing to zone your opponent out really well, they're struggling against all your mix-ups and stuff, you may as well just stay full screen and only use this if you want a way of like being tricky and switching it up. But if it's already working, there's no reason to switch it up, I suppose. Now, yeah, okay. That's departure done, cool. Now I think that's all of our punch special moves. Now let's go for our kick ones. So down forward kick is our classic projectile use with the ghosts, and they hit differently depending on which button you press. The light kick version will just launch the opponent practically full screen for some reason. Leave you at plus 46, you can set up a departure, or you know, if you hit it from far away, you can combo this super easily into a pierce from full screen, which is, you know, what we were doing in these combos. And it's a really good way if you just want to end your combos with something kind of safe, because it's relatively safe and pushes the opponent quite far away. Also, it can kind of lead to safe jumps, I believe, if I tested that correctly, but only really in the corner. I guess mid-screen as well if they don't roll back. It's just the one with the least recovery, so throw this out like most of the time, just as, you know, your standard projectile. Link it into those as a frame trap, and Bob's your uncle, you'll be Gucci. If you do the medium kick version, it'll throw out an overhead, which has, you know, some more recovery as it flies across the screen. It's a lot less likely to be plus or extremely advantageous. And the heavy kick version is a low. So these are your super sneaky guy versions of this attack. Like full screen overheads and lows that are unreactable, or I shouldn't say unreactable, because you can see based off the height that they come out that it's going to be an overhead or low, but when you use them up close, it's really hard to react to what's coming out, especially when there's also this throw that we'll get to soon. But these are really good. As we mentioned, if the opponent is in the air and you anti-air them, it's really good to cancel into these for immediately high-low mix. And the overhead one is really good in combos. A lot of people use it as the way to extend after your big wall bounce like that. And yeah, just throw it in every now and then. Instead of just doing the regular one, just throw one of this just to catch them, because if they're walking forward and crouching, you just get a nice little chunk of damage from them and just say, hey, hey, watch out, I've got an overhead. Another really good thing about these is they are so plus on hit that you can actually just combo into stuff, which means if you ever anti-air opponent in the corner or something, or just, actually something else that he can do is he can basically end anything in the corner in his crouching heavy punch, and then the same principle will apply. You can go into these, and if the opponent blocks it, I'll be totally safe, but if they get hit by it, I'm +6, so I can just go doop doop and combo off of them. So I can combo off of my safe 50-50s in the corner as wake up like resets and then be safe or combo. It's so ridiculous, guys. So ridiculous. Everything he does has so many applications. The OD version is like, just pushes them even further away. They're totally full screen from one OD, you get the knockdown, you're full screen, pretty similar to the other stuff. Except this one is also kind of useful on block. Because although when you use it there is a gap, it pushes them far away and you're +24. So you can even like drive rush into some mix or whatever you want. I think you can even make it like there's not even a gap there if you do a faster button, which is just so crazy that he has this amount of pressure. So yeah, it's a really good way of pushing your opponent far away on block. Or if they get hit, then you know, they just get pushed away and you get to go for your zoning. It's just a really cool option. I'll leave it on that actually. And okay, yeah, that's projectiles. Also, one thing to mention, if you hold down the button for any of them, except the OD one, they'll just disappear and it's a feint. So if you feel like you're in this kind of range and you want to throw out projectiles, but you feel like the opponent's going to try and react to them and like punish you, go for this, and then the opponent jumps in the air and then you can use any of your great anti-airs to absolutely beat him up for it. So I really like going for that. Or going for a drive impact after they try and do something, just see what they're doing when they see a projectile on the screen and then beating them up for trying to react to it. Oh, you tried to react to my 50-50 full screen projectiles? No, I can feint them too. And adding to the 50-50, let's go to the down back kicks, which is his grab ghost, which is just a full screen command grab. It's by no means the fastest thing, but when you take into consideration that he has all of these other ridiculous ways of comboing and attacking the opponent, berating them for full screen, just throwing in a random one of these works a surprising amount of the time. The opponent is constantly looking to see if they can jump, and if the opponent's always trying to be jumping around, you can catch him like leaving the air or doing some quick movements with like stuff like this, by putting this kind of slightly in front of them so that they land on it. And yeah, it's just so good. So you can make it seem like you're doing a bunch of zoning and then you accidentally, or not accidentally, but you secretly throw out one that's unblockable. And because it's such a slow command grab, it's also really useful if the opponent's like blocking up close. You can just cancel it after any of your target combos or stuff like that, and this works hella high amount of the time. Of course, you know, stay one, people aren't ready for everything, but this is just such a good way of getting a big chunk of damage off of any block thing. You don't have to spend a bunch of drive gauge going for like a drive mix-up or going for pressure, stuff like that. Nah, you can just cancel anything into this and it'll work on block or hit because of how slow it is, and you just get totally full screen, start setting up your shenanigans. It's just a really, really good special move, but do be careful, it does have a lot of recovery, so if you use it around this distance and the opponent jumps over it and they know you're going to use it, you are going to die. They can jump over it and drive impact you and they'll still get the punish counter, so be careful about that. But do make sure you abuse it and you're not too scared of it, because you want to use it to make the opponent scared of you, and opponent being scared is one of the biggest strengths of a zoner, because it makes them make silly mistakes, and that's what we need. Okay, and then I think the last special, oh yeah, also the OD version, I think is the exact same, but it just does more damage. As if this full screen grab did more damage for some reason. Okay, down kicks is his reversal. It's this interesting parry. The regular version starts up in 3 frames, so... And it has, wow, like, 16 active frames, which is pretty awesome. Usually parries like this are only active for like 5 frames or something. So you have a decent opportunity for the opponent to hit you after you predicted they're going to hit you. Or you can use it in bigger gaps, like if the opponent's doing a target combo that you know has a gap in, or they're going for pressure after like something that's +1, you can go for this and parry them. You might be asking me, what the hell happens when they get hit by this parry? Well, I'm sure you know, but let's get him to... No, let's just get him to... Stop that. So my opponent hits me, and then this crystal kind of is just standing on him, and no matter how he moves, let me try making the opponent a CPU dummy. And you see, no matter how he moves, this crystal is just stuck on him. There's no way for him to get it off. The only safe way he can attack me after this thing is attached to him is by going for a throw, because it'll explode during the throw. Bro, just hit me. Just hit me! Which means you can dash up, go for pressure, or you can just run away and start your zoning. And it's just such a good tool. You can use it as an anti-air as well if the opponent's jumping at you at like a deep angle and you're like, I don't know which side this jump in is gonna hit. Well, it doesn't matter, because if they do a jumping normal, you're just gonna instantly counter them, the screen freezes, and then he jumps like all the way back here while the screen is frozen, and then they've got that crystal on them. And like, you're safe. You're totally out of the jump in, and because it's down, you don't need to know what side they're on, because it'll come out whether they're on the left or the right side, unlike other characters' DPs who you have to like switch sides for. He can just do this whenever he likes. The only thing is that it doesn't work against projectiles, shockingly. But any normal, any thing that's obviously not a throw, but jump-ins is like really cool that it works against. And the OD version is just better. The parry starts up instantly, so frame 1 parry, and it puts 2 crystals on the opponent. As you can see, 2 crystals, and they both explode and they combo into each other. So whenever I get this, you can just... Wait, did I not do the OD? When they get hit by the first crystal, it pushes them full screen, and you can super easy peasy confirm into a pierce from full screen, and you've just gotten a full combo or full pressure from them trying to press buttons on you. How dare they? And like, there's gonna be some really wacky stuff, but like, even just the core principle that you can do stuff like that, and if they're blocking, then they have to block tons of stuff. You've got these overheads, you've got this crazy attack string and stuff that beats people trying to mash. It's like, just, it's so good. It's ridiculous. And yeah, of course, if it's a really deep jump in and you just need to get it out instantly, then you use the OD version because the parry comes out instantly. And if it's a really small gap in someone's attack string, maybe it's like a 1 frame gap and you need to use it as a reversal or a wake up or something, go for this version. You'll get the parry instantly, and you'll get better combos and pressure after it. It's a really cool move, and having a down input makes it so much stronger because you don't need to know what side they're on. Okay, and I think that is finally all of his special moves. Let's go into his supers, which are just as interesting and complicated. So his level 1 does a nice chunk of damage, and it is also a full screen super after that hit, which travels extremely quickly. So if the opponent's throwing out projectiles or doing something slow, this will just fly instantly across the screen, hit them down, and you can start setting up your zoning as we do. Also, it's really useful in the corner, because basically after any of your pierces, you can super easily combo into this just as a juggle, because of how high they're put into the air. So anytime you get to go into a pierce, you can generally combo into this without much problem, and it does a lot of big chunk of damage for little stuff into this. Like, just like simple target combos into it. 1 super, that's a nice chunk of damage. And like, yeah, good stuff. So it's a good level 1 super. Of course, you can kind of maybe use it full screen, but unfortunately it doesn't really work off of any of his projectiles. The only thing that you can really full screen combo it from is this big wall splat. And, yeah, that's kind of it for the level 1. The level 2, on the other hand, is something from a different realm. You do the level 2, he freezes time for a bit, and summons these 4 ghosts in the rifts on the screen. And then they come out in these periodic order where it goes low, overhead, low, overhead. And, oh my god, this thing is just so ridiculous. It can be used for, like, anything. It can extend combos. I'm sure you've seen these combos. Which are so cool, so stylish, so amazing. So it can be used for that. It's also useful in pressure because the 2 ghosts that come from the sky are actually proper overheads. So you can use this for awesome pressure. If the opponent mashes or tries or just blocks incorrectly, then as you can see, they get caught and then they're just on the ground absolutely being mauled by all of this ridiculousness. And you can super easily go into any kind of simple combo. There'll be some crazy fancy stuff, I'm sure, but even just that simple combo that we showed before is plenty enough style for me, and enough damage. There's also interesting things that the trials showed me about draining the opponent's drive gauge. So you can go for this, and then kind of go for stuff into like a drive impact or something. Oops, that wasn't a drive impact. But level 2 is already draining a bunch of your opponent's drive gauge. Yeah, but then you can time that and then you drain basically 4 or 5 bars of their drive gauge just to instantly put them in burnout. And it also works full screen, so if you ever lock them down with something and you think they're gonna get hit by it, then you can teleport in, drive rush in, you probably even have enough time to just walk in, dash in for free if they're getting hit by this. And just get super, super easiest, peasiest combos. This thing is just so amazing. I wonder if it works off of this. Probably not. No. Let me try one more time. No, okay. That would be a little bit too ridiculous. But see, even this poor dummy is getting beat up by it. It's so useful. You don't even have to use it off of your heavies either. It's not like specific to anything. You can basically use it at any time, go into whatever kind of simple combo you like. See, I just did the exact same combo, but using my medium punch target combo, and it worked the exact same. So it's super easy, super flexible, you don't need to train in hours with it. Just throw this thing out and it'll work. Even just in neutral, because it comes out like so quickly, and then you've got all these things just attacking your opponent. People try to jump out of it, they get hit by it, they try to dash or parry it. And like, if they're parrying, then you get to go for throws. And if they're just blocking it, they're probably gonna get hit by the overheads and lows, but you can throw in your own overheads and lows if you like. It is one hell of a super move. And also, look at this. It only has, I don't know if you saw those green bars, but when I summon it, I only need 8 frames or 7 frames to go for this. It's invincible on startup and then 7 frames of recovery. So you can kind of use this as a reversal as well. If the opponent's done something or knocked me over here, I can just throw this out and say, hey, I want my turn right now. And it's ridiculous. Just use it as much as you can. It's basically the most fun thing in the game. And then down forward kick is the level 3. And although it's not as interesting, it's just as ridiculously strong and awesomely animated. But it's full screen. It's a teleport, a completely invincible, very quick, full screen teleport. And because it's a level 3, that means it can be cancelled off of any of your special moves, which means easiest, peasiest conversions off of stuff like this. I say that as I mess it up. From any of your spikes, you can just cancel into your level 3. On reaction, by the way. When you're doing your spikes in neutral, I'm pretty sure it's a reactable confirm into your level 3. So, oh, he got hit? Okay, maybe no, that doesn't work. But if you think they're gonna get hit by it, like, just the fact that he can do this, that is so ridiculous. If he does the OD ones and then into this, or something that juggles into it, That is so ridiculous, man. That is so cool. Or if I'm throwing out this probably combos into it too. Yeah, oh my god. This character is something else. Something else. And also, if the opponent's throwing out projectiles or doing anything full screen, no, they're not. No, they're not, because I'm instantly teleporting to them and punishing them for it. It's crazy. Just make sure they don't block it, of course. You're gonna be punished. Okay, and that's all his moves. Maybe it took a little bit of a long time, but he's an interesting character. We had to go over it all. Now let's just go over the kind of general game plan and combos we're going to be going for. Let's just talk about it in terms of combos, and I'm sure some game plan stuff will go up. So off of little light confirms, as we mentioned, you can get really easy light confirms, even off of 2 crouching kicks into standing light punch, into down forward light punch, knocks the opponent away. And then after we've done any of these that knock the opponent away, we are either going to set up one of these, because they kind of hit meaty by the timing that I do them. So they'll be meaty, slightly plus on block, or you can just use the advantage of the knockdown to set up one of your rifts. So after little stuff like this... Hello? Set up a rift, and then we're ready to get zoning. Because we've got the rift on the screen, we can throw out a ghost, we can throw out this, they combo into each other, the rift will combo after that, then I combo into this. That's a really good way of setting up, and it pushes your opponent super far away. So lights, super easy, go into that. Off of mediums, most of the time, I'm just gonna go into the medium down forward punch, just as a nice combo ender. Or I could even do my down light punch, which has a slightly better knockdown, but doesn't push them as far away. But if I am skeptical as to when they're blocked, I guess this is -2. But these ones are also safe, so I guess that's fine as well. But yeah, off of mediums, either I can hit confirm them, or like dash into a drive rush combo, something like that, but we'll show a better one later. Or most of the time, just go into your combo ender and save your meter for some other ridiculous shenanigans. Yeah, if we do a drive rush off of anything, I think the best thing to do is, if it's something where we need to get a quick button off of, like maybe off of our lights, it's best to just go into that. So like, just, this is a combo ender, but if we do have something that has a bit more stun like this, just drive rush into our standing heavy punch, the down forward heavy punch, down forward medium kick, down heavy punch, and we'll get this. Whoops. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And the same applies after our heavy target combos. If we want to confirm into a drive rush, we can. Otherwise, we can just spend 2 bars to push them full screen with that. And it's basically the same thing, just a little less damage for a little less meter. Or we can just launch them away for free. Oh my goodness. And yeah, like honestly, is there that much to learn about combo-wise after any of these hits? We've got a drive rush combo, we've got our lights hit confirm. You don't need to have anything else more than that after the lights hit confirm, because it's already really good and everything we need. What else? I guess if we get this as an anti-air, we can drive rush it into standing heavy punch and do kind of the exact same thing, but it just is an anti-air, so it looks a bit more stylish. And off of anything else, it's, yeah, not going to be too different. If we accidentally get this because we're trying to go for some pressure and they get hit by it, then we could just go for the spike. But yeah, combo-wise, we're just pushing them away, then going for the spike, combo ender, and then they're over here. Then once we've pushed them full screen, let's talk about that now. So we summon the rift, and then once you've summoned the rift, the kind of general, like the optimal thing you can go for, and if it, you know, it's not guaranteed to work, but if you have a rift out, then you go straight for the light ghost, and then combo it into your pierce, and then the rift will combo your pierce, and then you can do your pierce again. So go for this, combos into this, and I get to do that again. Tons of damage for a full screen combo, so that's kind of like the best option and the one you kind of want to go for by default. But then also you can like throw out your overheads and lows and stuff to make it a little bit different. Or if they're expecting you always to go for this same thing, then you can just go straight into the throw, because they're like, yeah, he does the same thing every time. Oh, okay, never mind. You can't throw out the low while your departure is on the screen. I did not know that. Interesting. He does have a few funky rules like that. Like, also you can't do the parry while you're in burnout, I believe. So, interesting stuff. Yeah, so obviously switch it up sometimes, like maybe go straight into this if they try to run away or jump over the other thing. But yeah, the optimal thing is to go for Light Ghost, combo to the Pierce, combo to the Pierce again. Just look at that damage. And I could have also cancelled it into level 3 just to super rub it in. And then anytime I land a Pierce or a projectile and I see that it hits, I have kind of 3 options, obviously. If I throw the projectile, I can either throw another projectile again, and it'll hit really meaty, and then we'll have to like block the overhead or low, or I could use that time to throw out a departure. And I think if I do it from this projectile, I'm actually plus, yeah, I can be plus 13 from that. Or after a knockdown, if I see that I hit them with a Pierce, I am pretty safe, only -6, so that's a good time to throw it out as well. Or I can, you know, obviously go into the throw, but also I can go for a meaty Pierce. So like after I've hit them with that, I can hit them with the meaty Pierce and it'll be like +5 or something on block, and then start throwing some other stuff after that. There's a lot of options. Make sure we switch it up, throw in the throw occasionally, throw in the overheads and the lows, but really just try to, whenever we can, whenever we see that we get a hit, just use that time to go for the Rift summon, because Rift really does open up a lot of opportunities. Either it makes your things safe, it makes them plus, it extends your combos, or you can, of course, teleport to it and just be a big bully. Oh yeah, this is also a combo that's important. So the combo is heavy kick, heavy punch into your level 2 super, then you do heavy kick, heavy punch again into down back heavy punch to summon a Rift, and then you do it one more time into down forward medium punch to launch them away, and then the Rift will hit them, and then you do crouching heavy punch, and then you can cancel that into your overhead or low ghost, and it'll look like this. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. And in the corner, we've actually got some other interesting options for combos, because as we mentioned, anytime I get a Pierce, I can just go into my level 1 for a nice big easy chunk of damage. I can also do EX Pierce into Pierce, I believe, maybe not. Maybe it's only if they're already in the air. And also, I can go for this in the corner, because this just combos freely now. So I can do that, and then after you get this in the corner, unfortunately you can't really get too much. Your 2 options are either kind of going for your crouching heavy punch to reset, or just going for a Pierce and comboing into your level 1, which is a good option because it does a ton of damage. Or I'm sure you could do the EX Pierce here as well. Yeah, cool. Lots of options there, but the one that's I really like to go for is the crouching heavy punch, because as we've mentioned before, it's a really good way for resetting into these overheads or lows. You do have to do a little bit low, or else they just won't hit at all. And when it hits the opponent, I'm left hella plus. I was actually plus 12 there, so I could have comboed into that, or into this, or into this. That is so crazy, man. So yeah, anytime I get this, I can combo into these, or be left like safe, so that's really good for resets. But yeah, combo-wise in the corner, basically the exact same, except just the ways we go into stuff is a little bit different. This is a new link that we didn't used to have. But yeah, we can keep it simple, just go into these, into level 1. Or also, if we ever get a knockdown into these, now we can go into this, and that'll hit extremely meaty, and it beats drive impacts and mashing, and it's plus on block, the opponent has to DP. And also, we can kind of talk about his safe jump potential. So, after any time he does these, he can kind of go for a safe jump, or also this, because this has like slightly less knockdown. So if I get Jamie to go for DP, OD arrow kick, I'll do this, jump in, and as you can see, it doesn't hit me. But if he wasn't going for it, you can see the jump heavy kick connects, and then I get to go for my big juicy combos. So that's what a safe jump is. It works really well in the corner. especially considering the fact that I can get it just as my primary combo ender. I don't have to change anything at all. I can just keep looping it over and over again, as long as I don't mess it up somehow. So that's really good. You can technically maybe do it full in mid-screen, but yeah, if the opponent rolls back or anything, then it won't really work. But yeah, you have the potential of jumping in for a safe jump just to catch them totally off guard. I bet they're definitely not expecting that. They're probably expecting you to throw out some of that, throw out some rifts and stuff, but jumping at them with an overhead safe jump, that'll probably catch a lot of people off guard. So maybe try it out every once in a while. And a lot of his things have similar like hit stun as well, like this also can lead to these kind of safe jumps because it's also plus 44-ish, and especially depending on different heights, like if I use it in a combo here, it can be like the perfect amount for a safe jump, but this one is the easy one, so I guess that's the one we're going to focus on if we do go for safe jumps. And oh yeah, this also I think is like plus 42, so you can use it to go into safe jumps as well, so that's really good. So I think with all that in mind, we've got our combos, so they're not that complex, and if we ever do go into a drive rush, then we go into this. Yep, and we mess it up. And then we set up these rifts, then we combo the rifts into each other, and then we throw out this, combo it into the pierces, and then just go ham from full screen. Throw out the departures whenever we can. Whenever we notice we get a knockdown, we go for a departure. And whenever we can, go for level 2, because why would you ever not go for this level 2? Really good anti-airs with crouching heavy punch, and also this has mix-ups on it, and yeah, everything is just a simple hit confirm into an ender or like a full drive rush combo basically, and then we just go for zoning. So there's really not too much to make complicated about his combos. And with that said, I think we should just go online. We've talked long and hard about all these projectiles and how we can go into stuff, but if we can't do it online, then there's no point. There wasn't any point for it. So let's see how we go. Ooh, a Lily, okay. I haven't actually fought against a Lily yet, so this will be a match of two new things. Me trying to zone the hell out of someone, and also Lily trying to grab the hell out of me, and I've never fought her before, so it's probably going to be a bit of a scramble. Let's see how this goes. Oh, nice. You can go over the pierce with that. Okay, she did it again. Shocking. Do it again. Oh, that beat my really good anti-air. Okay, she's been in the air a lot, so I should maybe go for some air-to-airs. Ouch. Cool. I didn't have any difficulty placing my pierces before, but something in the way she's moving is making it a lot more difficult than I'm used to. The way she jumps and goes for dive kicks and stuff, she's a lot more mobile than some of the other characters I must have fought before. Nice. The Mexican Typhoon. Oh god, my air-to-airs are a little up, huh? Oh! Ouchie. No! I didn't cancel it in time. Oh, but I'm alive. Totally forgot about my parry there. Okay, I'm really just stuck in thought about how to deal with her jumping in the air, because I do have good anti-airs, but dealing with an opponent that's in the air from really far away is kind of something interesting, because none of my projectiles really hit that range. Maybe I shouldn't think about it and use... She's giving me time, so maybe I can use that time to set up for my slower stuff. Ooh, I can get a punish counter with that? That's super cool. Oh no! I thought that was gonna be a combo. No, now I'm out of meter. Oh, damn it, that didn't even combo. No. No! I thought my crouching punches could have got her to mash in between them, but no. Okay. I think that first round, we got preoccupied by the concept of someone not getting hit by every one of our projectiles. But I think we can do this. It's not something we have to worry about too much. Oh, imagine if I got a conversion off of that. Get out of the air, please! I know I said it was fine, but I take it back. It's not fine. It's really annoying. Okay. The jumping medium punch doesn't really seem to be that good of an air-to-air. Maybe it's because she's so small, but it seems to whiff a lot. Maybe I should use jump medium kick. That has a very horizontal hitbox as well. Oh no, that was meant to be level 2. Let's just go for it now then. Oh my god, this guy's crazy. I didn't even know what I was doing, but it was working. And hey, I guess we found the solution. Even though something wasn't working, just don't think about it. Keep being degenerate, keep trying to zone your opponent to death, and it ends up working out. Ooh, she used that as a wake up, even though it's definitely not invincible. Interesting. No, ma'am. Oh, that was the wrong button. It was meant to be the, the big thing, obviously. Stay on the ground. Oh, yes. See, she does a few little taunty jumps, but then she stays on the ground after them. Oh my god, that was my evil JP laugh? That parry is so much fun, guys. This character really reminds me of Mortal Kombat so much. Oh yeah, crouching heavy punch, I should use anti-air. I was just thinking about forwards heavy kick, but also crouching heavy punch is really good. Ouch. Here we go. No! Too far? Nice reactions, okay. This isn't just me learning JP, this is me learning how the hell do I fight a Lily. She moves so much. Okay, that was really not a wise move. Nice, that's so cool. You're dead. Okay. I certainly wouldn't say in these first matches I did anything particularly well or particularly thought through with JP. But we did enough to win. And win in a pretty convincingly way. I don't think I was just totally scrambling the whole time. I converted into some combos. I did some stuff on block. Not really. I think the one thing that I really struggled with in that match, as I probably have said 10 times now, is the way that she was moving around and jumping. Really, like, no idea how to deal with that, and that's kind of scary. I guess I should really practice. I think maybe the answer could be to use the OD version of the ground spikes, because if I use the OD ground spikes, it covers a larger portion of the floor and for longer, so there's a bigger chance that she'll fall into it when she does her jump, depending on where I put it. Oh my goodness. Oh, yep, sorry. Snapped my chair again. Now we're against a Manon. I'm going against all the characters I am yet to fight against. And of course, it's when I am find out JP. Okay, so Manon, I definitely want to make sure I'm pushing away as well as I can, and yeah. Okay, she's out. Oh no, I messed up. Nice combo, bro. Yeah, okay. Now this reminds me of a NetherRealm game. This is the Mortal Kombat that I know. Complete lockdown, full screen zoning. Oh my god! What is this guy? What is this guy? Can you believe that? Did you just see what I saw? Why is that thing? That is so freaking cool. I can just do whatever I want with this character, and it kind of just works, or... I mean, yeah, that's it. It just works. Somehow. Do I feel bad? Maybe slightly, but you know, only to a very mild extent. Oh yeah, I haven't even used my long-reaching buttons. So I've got heavy punch, medium punch is really far as well, and also this. Okay, nice. Oh yeah, nice. Going for the throw is kind of the best thing to do, but I shouldn't leave myself open to getting hit by the throw. Nice, you knew that I was gonna throw there? Oh, that was a trade, are you kidding me? Maybe I should just go for more of my crouching heavy punch. It seemed to work more consistently when I was using it in the past. Oh, punish counter, look at this damage. Okay, she's really looking out for it now. She was like, I'm getting hit by that once and never again. Best bet that I'm gonna constantly be jumping. I know what you want, and I'm not letting you have it. But I'm gonna take this most stylish combo in the entire game in order to punish you with it. Guys, I don't know about JP. How can I stop playing the game when he's in it? God damn it. Ah, okay, a Jamie. Character I know a little bit more about fighting. This is actually probably gonna be pretty rough for him. Actually, it's been probably good matchups for me. I went up against 2 grapplers and now a rushdown character that doesn't really have any projectiles there. Oh my god, this color, that is something awesome. Got him. Damn it, that was a really preemptive anti-air. Jump to the corner. Crouching heavy punch, crouching heavy punch. Why am I trying every other anti-air button than crouching heavy punch? Okay, I tried it, it didn't work. Totally sucks, guys. Oh, I was just thinking about that. Maybe I should go for the feint right now. I feel like that it might work, and it totally would have. Oh! See, the combo was stylish and beautiful, but it wasn't enough damage. But the reset that the combo goes into with the ghost was enough. God damn it, that is just too amazing, honestly. Okay, he's being pretty patient, which probably means I can go for more of these throws and more of these mix-ups. Mix into mix into mix. Yeah, he's gonna definitely jump, and I tried to go for my forwards heavy kick. I can also just anti-air them by using my parry, but I'm trying to practice using the buttons. Oh, nice. Caught me.
This is our destiny. My secret art gets got.
But hey, look at the bottom left of the screen. Look who has 2 bars. You know what we're gonna use that for.
Of course I'd win. Final round. Fight.
Oh, punish counter because he tried to parry it. Got hit by the overhead, buddy. Next time I'll go for the throw. Oh, it won't be a next time. No! Are you kidding me? That was about to be the most stylish, most beautiful thing I've ever done, and it didn't work. Oh my goodness, I'm on a 5-win streak with a character I'm just now picking up. That's either proof that I'm just a really amazing next level player, or maybe it's this character that's maybe a little bit crazy. Now he's on the ground, yep. It's always the 2 jumps. They do 2 jumps, they're like, yeah, I'm going in the air. And then they get hit by it anyways. Ooh, a little bit too early there. I should go for my crouching medium punch there. I went for standing heavy kick again, which definitely does not link even if your IM +4. Okay. Hey! Okay. I was mashing on my level 1 super, but whatever. Guess I just didn't deserve it. Wasn't mashing hard enough. Ah, that didn't connect. He would have gotten hit by 2. Thought I did the OD version. Oh, okay, he's sneaking me out. He's doing some sneaky stuff. Let's go. Oh, yes. Look at how much damage I just got from that one sequence. Out of here. We're still in this. If I have a combo that beautiful, there's no way I'm losing. No way I'm losing like that. I got style points enough to win for years. No drinking. Oh, damn it. I went for the feint when I shouldn't have gone for it and did go for it when I... Nice combo, bro. Ouch. Let's try this. Oh my god. It's ridiculous. What is he meant to do? I don't care. I'm using it. It's not my problem. Oh my goodness. 6 win streak. 3 sets in a row. Okay, let's see if we can make it 4, I suppose. Oh my god. I really am getting experience of all the new characters, but I'm A, getting new characters, and I'm B, getting all characters that are probably all very good matchups for JP. I haven't fought against anyone with a projectile yet. Oh, that's a great start. Did that just parry his throw? What was he going for there? That looks like a throw order. Oh, it's only 1 hit. Who did that first? No! Oh, he jumps. Why are you jumping against me? I'm not a grappler. But I can poke and mix and parry. I can do everything else. And I can technically grapple, but mainly from full screen. What kind of flop combo was that? Oh, what is that? Normal. Let's end this. No! I meant to go into the throw, but I guess this didn't come out. This is the end. Know that I tried and I nearly won. Ow! Very ow. Is my super down forward kicks or punches? I was mashing on kicks, but I think that's been my problem. I should be mashing on the punch. Oh, okay, ouch, yeah. Pierce, maybe not such a good choice. Okay, it's a lot of damage already. Nope! You know exactly what I was aiming for there. That was meant to be my level 2 super. Maybe it's good that I didn't do it. I can switch it up for change and go for my level 1 or 3. Providing I survive this. Ouch. No, I did my parry too early. You little twerp, Zangief. You took my 6 win streak. How dare you? Alright. We gotta win this now. Oh, okay. Oh, banish counter too, nice. Okay, cool. Just be super lame and win. That's what we do. Oh, I did not mean to press that accidentally. My bad. My finger slipped, I promise. I will take this though. Oh, no, my throw. My own throw didn't work. Ah, big ow, big ow. At least he doesn't get any Oki off of that. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Okay. That was kind of scary. He was really committed to that forward walk. That was like, what's he planning? What's he doing? Why is he still walking forwards? But then my projectiles just hit him. Okay. Yes, punish counter. Merci beaucoup. Ah. That is so nasty. That's pretty reactable. I don't know where that... Oh, maybe it's invincible to projectiles. That could be useful, actually. Because it looks pretty slow. I don't know who's getting hit by that. Ow, ow, ow. No, please don't hit me. Okay, well, that's half my life bar. I'm gonna do the exact same combo I've been doing constantly. I'm sorry, I've probably made you sick of it already. Ah, yes, but that is so satisfying. Nah, there's no way you can get sick of that. Oh! No, come on! Every time I try to do something new, it doesn't work. Oh, he jumped over my command grab, you twat! No, I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm alive? How? No. Damn it, why didn't you hit me with your stupid button? He freaking whiffed accidentally. And it made my parry whiff too. Okay, we can do this. No! Oh, that's really bad. Ouch. That was the wrong one. Boo. Yeah, we managed to survive. I don't know if he meant to do that or not, but I'm glad it didn't work. 4 sets in a row. Thank you very much. I think we've should we go longer? No, I think that's enough. I'll do more after this, don't worry. But I think it's safe to say we've learned successfully. That is a lot more of a win percentage than I was expecting for my first sets playing with a new character who's meant to be hard to play. He's hard, but definitely abusable. And maybe that's the reason I won. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in whatever one is next. Bye-bye.